Well, good morning everybody and welcome to Sunday morning show. Sunday morning show with a slight difference leading us into 2023. Don't forget, last week we did a giveaway. We were giving away a box of goodies by Golfing Days, our sponsor of this show. And later on, I'm going to be drawing out of the hat, shall we say. The winner of that giveaway had to comment last week. Hashtag Golfing Days was the code for those that are going to be winning this one. So about 500-600 people commented in the comments last week, so thank you very much. And obviously a big thank you to Golfing Days for continuing to support this show and also giving us that little giveaway box. Well, the sun is just coming up and I've strolled out here at Jurston, out for a few holes, trying to iron my game out. And I thought whilst I'm out here, I'd give you a little bit of an update as to what's been kind of happening. There's some changes going on for 2023, and I felt it right to sort of showcase it and share it with you on the Sunday morning show. So if you are new to this channel and you like what you're seeing from our videos, and you're excited for 2023, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Obviously there's lots of you out there who watch this show who are not subscribed, so if I can get you to consider subscribing to this channel, it would make a huge difference for us on the channel. So yeah, so let's get out, let's play a few holes and share with you what's going to be happening and some of the changes that you're going to maybe not like or maybe like for 2023. So a couple of questions that I've had come in from Instagram. It's always a great platform to chuck out a few questions, always get great responses. You get some questions that you don't necessarily want to tackle, but they're still good questions at the same time. But I got one that's come in, well, not one, but just like there's been a number, certainly over the last 12 months, where people seem to be really interested in kind of, you know, how much money I make from YouTube, and is it, which is a great question here, is it a viable business? Well, if you get it right and you're extremely patient, creating content on YouTube can be lucrative, you can make a living out of doing it. And some people, as you've probably seen in the media, some people have done, you know, are millionaires from doing it. However, that's not always the case for everybody. It takes a lot of hard work, and you kind of need a bit of a kickstart in YouTube to actually make anything from it, especially when you're going into a very small niche like golf. You know, there's not a lot of golfers out there. There are a lot of golfers out there, but there's not a lot of golfers out there in compared to, let's say, a cooking channel, or, I mean, like Mr. Beast as an example. I mean, it's just general, so it covers kind of everybody. But, you know, golf is quite a small niche within YouTube. Rick Shields doing amazing with like the millions of subscribers that he's managed to generate. And, you know, there's a lot of us YouTubers out there going, wow, can we have just a slice of that pie sort of thing of the amount of subscribers that he has. And it's fantastic that he's pushing the boundaries, allowing us to then maybe drive on ourselves and kind of inspire us to get to those levels. But sometimes you've got to diverse, you've got to do things in order to be able to grow yourself to that next sort of level, or to a level where you can take on maybe an editor or another editor, whatever it is that you're trying to get to, wherever you are in your business. Now for me personally, I looked at it from a business plan point of view, and I sort of said, right, 3 years, I've got 3 years to grow this business like any other kind of business, I suppose, where you're never going to make any money year one. You might break even kind of year two, and then year three you can start to make a bit of a profit and actually start paying yourself a decent wage from it. Well, a year ago, just gone, I made the decision to finish up at Torquay as the head pro, come away from the business at Torquay and go full-time on YouTube, go full-time with my career in creating content. And there was something that kind of pushed me over the edge of doing that, which was my Foremost contract that I got involved with. Foremost are one of the biggest buying groups for pros in the UK. It's something like 1,000 members, and obviously they come together and buy as a community, should we say, as a team. They buy as a group, get the best deals they possibly can to go into their Greengrass Pro Shops. Well, they approached me about doing something with them, creating content for their marketing material. Goes out as a newsletter to about 300,000 golfers in the UK, and they asked me to sort of put together a proposal to them as to whether I could create content for them, which I did, and ultimately we're a year into the deal. We've got another year left on the contract with it, and I'm excited. Like, it's been a bit of a learning curve this year, but I'm excited as to what it can do moving forward, and maybe some doors can open off the back of it, certainly from a YouTube point of view. So you have to kind of do something, maybe something else alongside your YouTube channel in order to make sure you pay those bills and pay the people that are around you. So the lads asked me to kind of put this video together, sort of coming into the new year, because they wanted me actually to talk about more about my golf and where my golf is currently, and possibly the effects of being a YouTuber, golf pro.
Not feeling the swing this morning, but that one right.
And then trying to see if you can compete at the same time, and it's a challenge. Like, I never set out this channel to be a golfer, should we say. Never set out to go and play on the tour or follow my dreams of being a tour player. It was all about kind of my journey, I suppose, of educating myself around golf. So learning more about the game, learning more about from people who are in different aspects of the game. And I wanted to showcase that through this channel. There's also the educational side, so the things that I learn, how can I show those, how can I share those with people? And that's something that I'm really, really keen on, but proud of the fact that we've done it. The last 3 years, that's what we've been doing. We've been, whether it's on a golf course showcasing different types of shots, whether it's vlogging, showing different types of ways of getting around golf courses, whatever that is, you know, we've achieved it. Do I want to spend more time with, you know, people in the game that have been in the game either a long time or in different aspects of the game, and then share that with you? 100%. That's absolutely what I want to do. And working with people like FootJoy, working with people like Titleist, they hopefully, and certainly for 2023, this is what I'm hoping from it, is that they'll open up more doors, more opportunities to spend some time with maybe tour players or R&D guys or whoever behind the scenes, to then learn more myself and then showcase it, share it with you guys. So I would say, from a golfing point of view, my putting is possibly the thing that I've been able to achieve big things with since being on YouTube. So I was always somebody who never thought I was a very good putter. I always thought I was pretty streaky, didn't have a great deal of confidence, certainly from long distance. Not too bad in the shorter ones, mid-range ones, but certainly long distance felt like I would three putt a lot. And it was only when I started editing videos and started watching myself putt that I realized actually I'm not actually that bad at it. And it's something that over time then I got more and more confident with it. So from kind of, I would say in the last sort of 3 years, I've just become better and better and better at putting, because I've just become more confident at doing it. I wouldn't say that my putting stroke is fantastic and it's not always the most consistent, but I do manage to hole a lot of putts, and I think confidence has played a huge part in that, and YouTube has played a huge part in that. But the rest of my game, it's a bit suspect at the moment, but I'm not too concerned. I think it's something that over a period of time, a little bit of coaching that I'm going through at the moment, as you see from my video of Alex, and then I've got another one coming out if you haven't already seen that, just sharing my experience of going through the ups and downs of what any other golfer goes through, and if some of those little tips that those guys are showing can rub off on people like yourselves, then that's just a bonus for me. But ultimately, you know, am I concerned about my golf? Not really. Does it drive me up the wall a little bit sometimes? Occasionally, occasionally I get a little frustrated. Certainly when I'm playing against better players, that's when I really, like, I'm so competitive that I get into that sort of terrier mode, should we say, of wanting to beat them. But I 100% do, I keep talking about this, but I do want to compete a little bit more. Not massively go far afield and do it, but I do want to compete a little bit more, and hopefully if I can get my game sorted out over the next sort of certainly 6 months or so, then maybe I can do that to a standard that I want to compete at, but we'll see. So YouTube has its positives, YouTube has its negatives of playing. When you're filming, it can be a little rushed, so therefore you don't get into the zone of what you're trying to do or think about what you're trying to do. So, you know, it has its ups and downs. So what is happening in 2023 that's maybe slightly different on the channel from a content point of view? Well, vlogs are obviously something that a lot of people enjoy. I love doing vlogs. It's the bit that I enjoy probably the most when it comes to creating content. However, cost can play a bit of a factor in that. Not just obviously now putting myself hopefully in a position where I can pay the people that come and play in the vlogs, as in the regular people that want to get involved with the vlogs, and the characters, the guys that you guys have bought into. I think it's only fair that we try and put them in a position where they can, you know, at least earn a little bit off the back of coming away on these trips. So therefore these trips are expensive. Travel is expensive nowadays. Staying in the UK has been difficult because ultimately the weather's not always been great, and then we've done a lot of the local golf courses, so we're now, whenever we go and do one, we have to travel away and do that, so it costs a lot of money to cover the expenses of everybody. So I want to focus on 12 really big course vlogs for 2023, and that means one a month, 6 parters, breaking them down. Every evening you get a part, but I want to focus on one a month. That doesn't mean that we're going to definitely only do one a month, it just means that I want to focus on 12 really good golf courses, showcasing some fantastic facilities and obviously some fantastic golf, which is an important part for me personally, getting the best players we can get on the channel, but also the characters. I want the characters on the channel, and those are people that have probably either already been on or certainly looking to come on to the channel and get involved. Somebody asked me about stat shows. Are we going to continue with stat shows? Well, absolutely. We're carrying on with our deal with ShotScope for 2023, so I'm really excited about that. ShotScope are a great company to work with. They've got so many good ideas. They're always trying to push the needle when it comes to helping you guys with all your stats. And I'm going to look at doing the stat show again, maybe in a slightly different format, but we'll see how that will pan out, and hopefully there'll be other content around ShotScope as well. So a couple of things that are happening with that. Also, the Break Par series, this is an interesting one for me because it was an idea that I had probably about two years ago maybe, and it was off the back of watching Eric Anders Lang do his Break 90 series, I think it was, going to some of the best golf courses in the world and trying to break 90 around them. And I said, well, maybe I could do one with, you know, other people, so go to golf courses and do some other bits with other people and hopefully share that we can look at maybe even breaking par. I'm not saying you would break par all the time, but you know, what does it take to break par and get some really good players on the channel to help me obviously achieve that. And I was going to do it, and then Rick released his Break 75 series, which is a fantastic series, and it kind of just put me on the back burner a little bit. I just thought, oh, I don't want to look like I'm copying everything Rick Shields does, so I kind of put a stop on it. However, with Lee coming back into the fold, he kind of pushed me into wanting to do it again. So we've made a start, and certainly I want to showcase that, my little journey along the way of trying to get around these golf courses and under par, and it actually puts me under a little bit of pressure from you guys, which is great. On the camera, puts me under pressure of being almost like in a competition. It's always a controversial one. Are you a raker put the rake in? Are you a raker out? How do you do it? I'd like to hear actually from greenkeepers more so than anything else. What do greenkeepers do down in the comments? Should I put that rake in the actual bunker, or should I just let the handle sit out? Because I always put it where when I grab the handle of the rake, I don't want it with sand on it, so I just leave it sort of just out on the edge, which then allows the next person to pick it up without too much sand on the handle. But down in the comments, greenkeepers, tell me what you think. Oh, this rain's come in a fraction early. I wasn't expecting this right now. Thought it'd be coming in around 11 AM and it's just gone 9, so might have to duck in out of this one, I'm afraid. Well, I think it was a passing shower. Got away with that one. So the biggest thing that I've got to announce for 2023, and it's obviously a tough one for me, this one, but Lester is going to be taking a step back from the channel. And what I mean by that is the day-to-day side of things. So whereas Lester's been employed by the business to basically be the talent and to be my right-hand man, travel around with me, travel away and do all the things that we do, and I love it. I love traveling with Lester. He's one of my best friends, you know, so we've grown up together, we know each other so well, which is why the Sunday show works really, really well, because you just bounce off each other and people love it, because a lot of the time he can answer if I'm going off on a tangent, he can then follow that up, and it just works really, really well. And I think that's probably why a lot of you watch the channel that you with this one, especially the Sunday show, is because of the interaction that we have together. And that's not going to change. So Lester will still do the Sunday morning show with me. He will still come along and do course vlogs with me, and ultimately I still want him to travel with me, do the camera work, help me create the best content that I can create for you guys. However, from the day-to-day running of the business, he will take a step back from that, and bringing him in, bringing him out to do the things that he enjoys doing as well, because there's always aspects of any business that you don't necessarily enjoy doing. And for Lester, he loves doing the Sunday morning show. He loves traveling with me, spend a lot of time in the van together, and he loves that, and he loves experiencing things like when we went to Woburn and when we went to the Open. I mean, what a trip that was. And I'm happy to report that 2023 we're going to be doing the same thing with FootJoy. We're going to be creating a video for them. And you talk about, you know, how do you generate money? Well, you do other things. You do things like that. You create content for companies and they reward you for that. So Lester is taking a step back from the day-to-day, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be part of it. He was still very much part of the beginning of all of this journey with us, and I don't really want that to change. And but we'll use him in a way that he's going to enjoy it as well. And this is a mutual kind of decision. It's kind of come from me from a financial point of view, and it's kind of come from him in the fact that he's not been overly enjoying everything that we've been doing within the business, and he's got a few other things going on that he wants to, you know, get sorted and get in line. So things will, from your point of view, not necessarily look overly different. So you'll see him on the channel a lot, hopefully moving into 2023. The Sunday show will continue as is, but from a day-to-day in the office type of thing, Lester won't be involved from that point of view. That wind is picking up a bit now, coming up the 18th. So one of the questions came in on Instagram was from Scott Hughes. Scott asked me, how long does it take you to edit a video? Well, it depends, Scott, really. A Sunday morning show can take an hour, could take 2 hours, could take 4 hours. Probably maximum maybe 4 or 5 hours to edit a Sunday show if you've got lots going on in it. But I always try and film now, and this is something you learn over time, is you always try and film the way you edit. So if you're somebody that has never edited before and you're trying to create content, sometimes it can take you a lot longer to then obviously create a film to then be edited, because you won't necessarily do it in sequence. And so I've always got an idea in my brain as to how's this going to look when I put it on the edit floor. How can I chop it up? What B-roll am I going to put in around it? All those things. So it all takes a bit of time. Now, if you take a course vlog as an example, editing a course vlog could take, if it's 6 parts, could take 30 hours to put together. The first one always takes a while, because you've got to create an intro, you've got to create a lot of assets to go over the top of it, lots of B-roll stuff. And obviously the better you get at it and the more you do it, the quicker you become at it. But roughly, part 1 generally takes maybe a day, 8 hours to create that first film. And then after the back of that, you're going to maybe shed off a few hours as you go through. So for me personally, I was spending a lot of time. So I'm out filming an awful lot. And then, because obviously I'm the face of what's going on a lot of this time, so it's me that has to be on camera a lot of the time. I've tried to do it where I've put other people on the camera. It doesn't always work how I kind of want it or see it happening. So that's always a difficult one. But I would generally film during the day, and then when I get home in the evening, get the kids to bed, have some dinner, and then I would edit. Laura's doing her final exams to be a financial advisor, so she's doing study a lot of the time, and then I would sit there and edit in the evening and be finished at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and then go to bed and then start it all over again. So it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of hours to put all this together, which is why I brought Lee in. Lee was massively in part of creating the introduction of this channel, and he obviously went off and wanted to do what he wanted to do. But for me, I needed some extra help. I wanted to stop editing as much as what I was doing. I needed some more time. So I brought Lee back in to help me create these videos and help me behind the scenes with the analytics. So he is a big part of what we do, him and Jordan beavering away in the office. Managed to get that done before the heavy rain has set in, and hopefully you now have a bit of a better understanding of what we're up to moving into 2023. But I think it's time now to give away what we've got here in this box. Water bottle, we've got towels, we've got scorecard holder, I've got a shoe bag, I've got golf balls, I've got a woolly hat. But last week you had to comment hashtag golfing days, capital G, capital D, in order to be into the draw. We had around 390 people that got into the draw, and I'm just going to do a random draw now for you from our random picker. And the winner is Tony Wardle. So Tony, congratulations on winning this bag of swag. I hope you enjoy it. Just make sure you comment down below. You can send me an email at dh@dhgolf.co.uk, and I'll get all this boxed up and sent out to you. I just want to wish you all a very happy new year. A big thank you to you all for taking the time to watch what we've done for 2022, and I'm hoping bigger things to come for 2023. And I'll see you next week.